into our main feature, a movie I have never seen before, actually. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, rated R, 1 hour and 36-minute runtime. 1987 is when it came out. It has a 6.6 on IMDb, a 72 on the tomato meter, a 68 from the audience score. Not directed by Wes Craven, but he does write and produce it. Directed by Chuck Russell. Stars Heather
Camp.
Thank you. Craig Wasson, Patricia Arquette, which I was not expecting to see. Robert Englund, some other people you never heard of, but more importantly, quote unquote, Larry Fishburne, and John Saxton. So some of the original cast coming back for Dream Warriors. And basically this time there is a ward where there's a bunch of kids who are having dream issues and at a mental hospital basically, and they're dying off, and they've all said they've seen the same bad guy and no one believes them. What did you think of Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
Well, I really wanted to watch this again because I've seen it. I saw it in the theaters, saw it when it came on video, saw it some other time. And I never could tell if it was just because I always had the hots for Patricia Arquette. But this held up. This is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
I was going to say the same thing. This might be the best one.
This has always been my favorite. Yes, I love the first one because of the setup of it and the characters and the dark feel. Because the second one really kind of almost ruined it. I didn't like the second one. He still had the silly little comments in this one that I know a lot of people hated that are true horror fans. But these were funny ones. These were damn good ones. And the stuff he did this had the best deaths. This had the most original stuff. I liked the cast. I liked the setting. I like how that they worked the main character back in, that she was now helping people out with this. Even through her alcoholic pops, there was no help whatsoever in it. And yes, again, Patricia Arquette was looking adorable in this. I was glad that when I was done, I was like, this is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, this was great. I loved, like I said, I loved the effects. They were fantastic. The deaths were inventive. This movie truly showed why Freddy is, you can keep your Michaels, you can keep your Jasons, and you've Pinheads and Chucky. Freddy's king. Freddy's the best because he's got his edge where he can be scary, and he also has that smarmy attitude where he can be a little cocky and be a smart ass. And then he's also got just the most unique ability to fuck with people, because you're in your dreams, you're asleep, and he can use that against you to go again to whatever you're afraid of. He can do it, and you can do the most inventive stuff with it.
Yes,
that's why Freddy's the best.
I mean, because they even always play, and some people think it's overplayed, but I like how they do the coming out of the dream, but they're not out of the dream. You think, they do that really good with this one. The deaths were, getting pulled into the television. And Ruben, what's her first name? I can't think of her first name. The girl that
Jennifer Rubin.
Love her when he did his hands are becoming hypodermic needles, and her little skin was asking for the drugs. Oh man, this is a great movie.
Yeah, this was excellent, and it showed the logical progression of the series. Because most of these, when you have these sequels, it's just we're just going to make another movie. But this one had the logical progression, not only with the characters, but also in universe using their kayfabe, where it's like, well, now you can learn how to use dreams to fight back, because you're in a dream world and you have to realize you're in it and you have to try and use that. So that made the most sense.
This is their Wrath of Khan. It got them back on track from 2, and it's their best one. This is their pinnacle to me. There's some. I mean, I like most of them, even the ones that people say are bad. I still like them because, like you, I like Freddy. I
Yeah.
think Freddy is just a bad mofo. The dream thing is the best thing to work with because he's not the Michael thing. You have to kind of suspend. Well, it's this big superpower thing, and it goes back and forth. Sometimes he seems to have superpower, and sometimes he doesn't. And it's just I like the fact that you can mess with people in the dreams because it does open you up to whatever you want to do. Because in your dreams, Lord have mercy, what could happen. I
He,
loved the scene when he was being the puppeteer and had the
yes,
guy.
that was great.
It was so inventive. This is a good movie. Period.
Yeah.
I don't hear anyone tell me this is not the best Nightmare because it is.
When he was like moving him around and you saw his veins and stuff coming out, that was excellent. He chased a guy in a wheelchair down with a giant wheelchair of death, spiky wheelchair. That was great. Where's my fucking bourbon was a great line where he was messing with the mom. Um, just, I mean, obviously the acting was terrible, but
I didn't think the acting was horrible.
it wasn't good.
Patricia Arquette did her job.
Eh,
She had not reached the Alabama whirly stage, but
no, no. Um, yeah, and now what threw me off, I will say this: the whole time I'm watching this movie, Craig Wasson or whatever his name is, the doctor,
yeah,
that motherfucker looked like Bill Maher.
he did. I didn't think of that. He
And
did.
I was like, they should have had Bill Maher in this movie the whole time.
He might have been a little too young at that time.
But yeah, that's all I kept thinking. I was like, man, he looks like Bill Maher. Um, yeah, this was great, great, fun. It was fun and creepy. I like slashers. The other, I mean, I'm not saying slashers is the scariest movie, but I just like finding ways to be inventive
Right.
with killing people off. I think those are the best quote unquote horror movies. Now, are they going to scare me the most? No, but I don't like to be scared. Being scared,
Well,
being
yeah,
scared, is scary.
that's what it's all about.
So, yeah,
Uh,
I agree with you. I think this might be um, the best one, and it's weird because Wes Craven had very little to do with it.
yeah, that I don't know.
But you know what? You know what? Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie, and guess what? George Lucas had the least amount to do with that one. So,
And we are and have had conversations. The production designer of this movie,
that's right.
Nick Strawn, he wrote the book Beyond the Screams. There's a mindless plug for him. I'll be expecting my check in the mail. So go buy his book. It's fantastic. Tells you, I mean, the production. So I actually looked at that stuff. I read, what a production person does and how they set up, so that I could look and see his work. Did it add to it? Absolutely. The sets were fantastic. The way it was produced, the whole thing was a good movie. Period. Done.
Oh,
Love
we
it.
forgot to mention a great death or a part of a great death when Zsa Zsa Gabor is on the night show and he's like, no one gives a fuck what you think, and he's in the TV and that was just it was great.
Yes, I guess Dick Cavett had nothing better to do than to do this. But yeah, I'm glad they got Dick Cavett and Zsa Zsa. That was a hilarious couple. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was, you say it's the third one, so how can you say it was original? Because it was. It didn't do the same old thing. He wasn't walking around the school. He wasn't scraping on the pipes. He wasn't, all that. They changed it up a little bit.
What did you think of his mom and her role in it? And that backstory.
I mean, I could have done without it.
Okay.
You get it later in other movies when it becomes actually the whole part of the movie is why they killed this guy and why he was what he was and her being raped and blah blah. So, but I mean, it didn't detract from it. I wasn't mad at it. It didn't go, it ruined the movie for me. But
well, I would say I thought the weakest part of the film was when he went and when they had the skeleton scene where
the claymation wasn't the greatest.
That was the weakest part of the film.
Yeah. That That could have been George Lucas. They could George Lucas that and reshoot it.
Right, right. Yeah, that was not great.
No.
Okay. Well, are you ready, sir, to get into next week? I thought that we did a great job with our opening horror movie for October.
Well, the only problem is when I was going through things last night and today and writing things down. We need to do a podcast a day during October because there are I keep going. I want to watch that. And I want to show them that. And I want to review
Right.
that. And we can only do 12. It's just
Something like that, yeah.
it's horrible.
We do horror movies throughout the year, though, to be fair.
We do, but this is just the time of year where I just feel because Halloween's my favorite time of year. It's in the fall. I love the whole feel of Halloween. So yeah, but that's all right. We'll
Okay.
one day when we're franchising this out and we have other podcasts, we'll have
right.
a whole crew that does nothing but horror movies every year, every month. That's all they'll do.